the interesting part about this game tonight, is you're seeing a Marquette program that you do wonder if Shaka Smart, as much as he has said, look, we cultivate having continuity, developing our players. Jeff, in this climate, to not portal at all feels really hard. It just feels very difficult to not do it at all.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's rare, right? You just don't see too many guys do that. But Shaka is different that way. Shaka is different. Matt Painter, Tom Izzo, there's a sense of loyalty and development that go into this right now. And I think ultimately Shaka felt like he had enough guys that would make the jump, that already, again, he saw enough of last season to feel pretty good about. And I think a part of him, too, is I want to reward the guys in the program with NIL rather than go out and pay a kid that maybe hasn't done anything for this program and added any blood, sweat, and tears. I'm going to give the guys that have worked for it, that have committed to me, I'm going to be loyal and commit back to them, which, again, like it's a great thing. But, yes, it probably held Tom Izzo back last year, and it might hold Shaka back this year a little bit.
On the idea of not portaling at all.
I respect the guys that make that bet.
I do too. I'm not saying I like disrespect. I just think it's really hard.
Now, if I'm Shaka, one of the things that I'm thinking about now is how I don't think that it's wrong, and I don't think that it would ruin Shaka's culture, and I think you can say the same thing about Matt Painter. If he went into the portal and grabbed one piece that would be able to essentially fix some of the issues that they have, right? Like if you go into the portal and you get a mid-major big that can defend the rim a little bit and space the floor a little bit and is a senior and is a veteran and is a little bit more physical, that probably wouldn't hurt. If you can get one more shooter, one more 3-and-D type on the wing that is an upperclassman that's maybe 6'5", like, and get a piece like that, I don't think it messes up with your chemistry to do that. Like, look at what happened with UConn last year. That's the perfent example, right? He got one.
He was a little bit different. He was a different dude.
He was, but it's not like Cam Spencer went into the portal and everybody was like, this is a guy that could change the national champions and allow them to go out and be a back-to-back champion.
Let's give a different example of a guy who hasn't made a huge impact this year, but they brought in one transfer, and that is Tom Izzo, and it was Frankie Fiddler. And it's been fine. Like, he hasn't been a game changer, but, like, I don't think it destroyed the chemistry or anything like that. You picked the right guy at maybe taking a risk a little bit and saying, you know what, I'm not sure at this spot. Let me take a guy and see if it works out. Well, again, Frankie Fiddler's had his moments. He's had his moments this year, but he's certainly not a guy who's taken 30 minutes from anybody.
Yeah, and having a piece that can help out fill some of those roles, I think is probably something that could be really helpful for certain teams. I can make like we haven't talked about Purdue tonight. That Purdue's on a little bit of a losing streak here, and I think that you can say the same thing. That when it comes to Marquette, right. The same thing with the Boilermakers. Like if you get a guy, like to me, the void on this Purdue roster is, and I'm not going to say anything with rim protection because Daniel Jacobson goes down with the injury early in the year. I think that
he would have provided it.
He would have helped.
Yeah.
You almost forget that happened.
Totally did.
Yeah.
Joe said it.
Yeah.
Until he said it.
But look at him bringing – this was –
bringing a little insight to the
someone's
show.
got a little bit of ball knowledge here. And
good thing you dressed up, too.
Yeah, I know, right?
We're back in person.
This is
back in Philly.
This is a Vori t-shirt. This t-shirt probably costs like $65 or something like that.
From Pennies?
No, we got it at Costco.
Oh.
My wife got it for me.
Clothes.
My wife got it for me for Christmas. They do. I actually have Costco jeans on.
Any place with clothes and samples, we have to break 15 seconds, so wrap your point.
I'll just say this. If Purdue went in the portal and got a guard that could stop dribble penetration and could get somebody off the bounce and get to the rim himself,
Lance Jones.
I think that could have changed some of what they were this season. I understand why these guys don't want to do that, but I think at some point you have to look at results from this year and evaluate whether or not you want to do the same thing next season in the transfer.